We have an 80% or higher illiteracy rate coming out of the school. Kids come out when they're 15 or 16 and 80% of them are illiterate, effectively can't spell cat. If they've been educated here at NUU, then the chances are 80% of them are functionally illiterate. We know our kids are smart, and the way I explain it to them and anyone who will listen to me, to show them how smart they are, is I explain 2,500 Tiwis live on these islands. They know my wife, for example. They know every single person. They know how that person is related to everyone else. They know everybody's skin group, their land group, their mothers and grandfathers and fathers and mothers and uncles and nephews. They know all their dances. And I put it to the kids that effectively, in a white fellow way, non-Tiwi way, that is like a computer in their brains, and it's the same as an astronaut or a doctor or a pilot. To be able to do all that sort of stuff means they're extremely smart. They just haven't been taught how to read and write. And this has been the case for 20 years, and we have to fix that up at the college. There's grandparents, people who are 50s and 60s, and they can all read and write. They were taught in the mission days. They can all read and write. What they've found is that their kids and their grandkids can't. People will deny it, and people will put up lovely PowerPoint presentations and all that sort of stuff, saying they're at level 3 achieving and all that. But at the end of the day, the reality is 80% of the kids coming through the school system today are illiterate. And you wonder why their dream is often CDP. And people wonder why we've got low self-esteem, high suicide rates in Indigenous communities.
I've been after this for the last 20 years or so, or more, 30 years nearly. We're trying to get this education going, improve the education for our people. So you can't be passionate, but I'm happy to see that the secondary school will give my people that opportunity to equal other people in this country.
There will be lots of opportunities to develop our children to become the people that we would like them to be better people, to have a quality of life that we all want to live. And there's so much hope in this school.
I got a phone call from the Tiwi leadership about 3 years ago, and when I first took that phone call I was very excited because I knew a little bit about the Tiwi Islands and how progressive they were in thinking about their future. Yeah, I was very excited to be working with such a progressive, exciting group of people with so much, well, they've done so much already in so many areas of employment and training and industry, and it just seemed logical that we should work together on a secondary college.
No, they told me they're coming down.
No,
Okay,
they made it.
Yeah.
It's only a week late.
That's all right.
I've got my blue flag in, so doesn't fall off.
How many you want in each place?
Only one. Are they just one? They're not a
No.
like that. They're just one spot.
Yeah, one spot.
Yeah, so just
Two.
On one man and one woman.
their burial site.
Main road to West. Yeah. And just along, close to the creek.
So we can actually.
Sorry. This post here? Yeah. Take photos of that too.
I'm going to take a photo of you taking a photo of me. Especially application area.
Take a GPS reading.
Road well. You need to do it this time.
Just on the road.
Just there. Photo bigger.
This is the GPS box that I use.
Yep.
That was about a 4 or 5 metre square.
4 metre. Yeah, 4 or 5.
Well done. Look at your palm tree.
So, Walter, you happy to see all this happening?
Yeah. Bad time instead of talking too much.
We're action men.
Yeah.
The trouble is we want to respect what you wish, so I don't want to push over things like...
No.
Now we know. We're just getting things started, messing around, but tomorrow we're getting up and pushing trees and doing that fire break right around the top. And that'll actually define the whole site.
Thanks very much for that.
Thank you very much.
I've just got to care for Brian.
One of the main problems is the logistics of getting things here from Darwin, and because it's the Northern Territory is in a building boom, it's hard getting materials and then getting them over here. So that's one of the major ones. The other thing is, I think, is time. There was nothing here. It was just like a wilderness. It's like you were dropped into a place with nothing, apart from the building that we've got behind us. And yeah, it was just rough. No power, nowhere to sleep, all that sort of thing. So no, it was tough. As soon as you got here and saw the shape of the land and things like that, and it is a beautiful place, and I found the Tiwi people very friendly. And when you see that up until now they really haven't had a lot of hope for the future as far as their careers, I think it's important to be having this school, and I find it's really encouraging, and I think that encourages me to do what I'm doing here.
Ryan, how many students did we get yesterday?
70 kids.
Wow. There's 50 from New Year, 20 from here. Garden Point's yet to communicate.
We don't want to go back 100 years. We want to. I think as soon as we get the students in earlier, I mean, at least the start, in 5 years, could be different students, different Tiwis.
Oh, we just took down the applications for new students for Picker, and yeah, we got some good numbers out of there, about 20 odd or something.
3, I think, and they're gone back to finish it.
There you go.
And we just drove around finding the kids, then finding the parents, asking them if they wanted to come. Some said no, but most said yes.
I want to learn more.
I'm schooling here in Pickataramoor.
I think it could make all the difference. The college, not only is it a place where school lessons take place, but it's a place where students learn to live. They learn to live in the ordinary things of life, living in a home, taking responsibilities for their own behaviour, for their own welfare, learning to cook, and just every part of their life is going to be enriched We call it 24/7 learning, and I think it will be very effective, changing or turning around the possibilities for these kids.
Hey Peter, Clancy here. Hey, Moana apparently is not here. We're done. We've been doing really well. We're up to 70 kids already, I think, without trying too hard. 04170818. Oh, round and round and roundabout.
Oliver.
All right, Oliver. Whereas we've got jobs here, we've got the forestry industry, which within 8 years could employ 300 directly, another couple of hundred indirectly. We've got a construction company, Tiwi, a joint venture, Tiwi-owned construction company. We've got a 99-year lease which aims to build an economy, get off the welfare economy, and all this is it's been created through the leaders of the Tiwi Islands, the Tiwi land council. But if we're going to make these opportunities work, we have to get the education right. We're going out to Pickataramoor today to have a look, so we'll have an idea.
I hope the kids will enjoy Pika. It's a good waterfall out there, so yeah. Hope they enjoy the school day.
Six months, nearly 7 months. Why? Because I believe that's part of God's call in my life. He gives me gifts, and they're not to be kept to myself, but to further other people, and especially those that are socially worse off than us. So it seemed like a good thing at the time, and it's still a good thing. Yeah.
I can remember 20 years ago, the Tiwi leaders dreamt of having an influence on the education of their children and have never been able to achieve it until they became absolutely frustrated. The illustration with their forestry industry, that they just couldn't access it because of lack of education, absolutely drove their determination. And then we met these people from the NT Christian schools who had developed a concept like this in other parts of Australia. And we were able to encourage them, and then their own enthusiasm joined with the Tiwi leaders. And it was just a moment of coming together of a joint vision, a joint excitement and determination.
Well, it's really good because that's our dream, one of our dreams. We're going to get our kids to be educated properly so that they're going to go and get the job later on. And we want our kids to be far away from all this ganja stuff and everything.
It's good You know, and I'll be the happiest man when this opens. Early in February.
Nah, Bushy.
Andy.
Bushy.
Bushy. Brett.
We're from Queensland.
Queensland.
Toowoomba. Queensland.
I've got a girl from there.
Hopefully we're about to start. We're all looking forward to it.
All these guys have just packed up their tents and headed in this direction. But in our little kitty we've all got wonderful skills, and one thing I want to share with the Land Council today is that we have some extremely skilled people in our group. We're very excited about the prospect, and one thing I want for the school is I want the college to be a place that welcomes people in. And it's been really significant for me that I've felt really welcome, not only to the island but by the Tiwi Land Council, by the Tiwi Education Board. And any time I meet up with any of the Tiwi, I always feel really welcome, and we want to channel this through the college.
Welcome. First meeting with your people today, with teachers we're having it at Pickataramoor. Welcome.
The teachers have spent more time really thinking about how we teach stuff at this stage rather than what we're teaching, because we want to teach the way that works for here and to fit in with you.
The more I hear, just the more humbling I find the whole experience, because you have been waiting for this for so long. But also some of the other stories of more recent history that a lot of you have experienced. I'd like to say how much we appreciate the trust you are showing in us to look after your children in the homes we're going to be living in.
I've never had a vision before, but it was like a vision. And in this vision, the tree just seemed to be a perfect metaphor for the college and for all that has gone on before the beginning of this college. And you'll see that there is the soil out of which the tree grows, and of course the soil for us very clearly is the hope that you expressed today, the aspirations of the Tiwi people for a better education for their youth. And as someone said to us recently, the soil at Pickataramoor will grow anything.
We come from the land called Tiwi, with winding creeks full of barramundi. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover.
The biggest difficulty is always to bring together a team and have everyone working as a team. Now, we have the first aspect, bringing all the staff together as a team, and then of course we have to bring the whole community together, because we are creating a new community. We're not absorbing new students into a current school or new staff into a current group. We're really creating a brand new community. I think one of the other challenges is not being held up by small hurdles. We've run into a number of small hurdles along the way, but they tended to be hurdles created by others, and we've been happy to embrace those hurdles but move on, not be stopped by them or slowed by them.
I know, like you, we will always remain optimistic, because that is the only way we will go. we will accept no other but being optimistic and making a success of this as we journey. So we look forward to in supporting you in your endeavours to try and give opportunities to our children. And it gave us a lot of hope.
I think the most difficult thing is trying to work with government. You've got people with real passion who really want to make a difference, but government is not geared for that. It's geared for the existing programs and maintaining them, and here was a new idea, a complex idea, an exciting idea, and government finds it very difficult to engage with that. And really all the work has to be done by the people with the idea. The government really is unable to respond very well at all. So that's been our toughest hurdles, and it's happened over and over again with every program we encounter. It's very tough working with government.
Yeah, how are you? Good to see you.
Hello, everybody.